and we publish. What we publish remains the rule. So those of you who are reviewing this year, when we also take the decision against 2026, please, if your Senate reviews, kindly let us know. End of 2024 admission, we cannot say so because we agree that the institution, because of what has happened, but that situation still continues. We apologize to polytechnics and colleges of education because we cannot stop the universities. They are still admitting. Even now, as I speak, yesterday about 70 admissions were made across the universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education, and we have no way of forcing them. So when we decide this year on when to close, I want to advise that it's nobody who is violating but all of us. Please, let's do it. Matriculation ceremony. Many institutions, unfortunately, because I was rushing, I couldn't show the list of the institutions that had not matriculated for 3 years. Director of admission, how many are they? Will ensure total compliance. Sanctions shall be applied to all institutions that violate them. Cessation of illegal admission. We all agree that there will be no illegal admission, and condonment of undisclosed institution illegal admission. The window for the uploading and capturing of this 2017-2020 had ended, and we are calling on all of us that all the candidate names we have not disclosed by November 2024 can no longer be disclosed. Advertorials, we are also saying that no institution has the right to advertise any or exhibit or publish any admission that had not been previously published in by CAPS. Mode of 2025 admission. Exercise only through CAPS we will conduct it. No offer of admission should be communicated to any candidate through any other means except that, unless the candidate has been initially approved by the admission on CAPS. It is a heinous practice for any institution to offer or purport to have offered admission to any candidate without having processed them on CAPS. The principal participant for admission this year will be as follows: the Registrar of Jamb, Director of Admission, heads of tertiary institution, that's VC, Provost and Rector, admission officers of tertiary institution who are sitting in the upper floor, Jamb desk officer who approve on behalf of me, and the candidates. Policy guideline for 2025 admission should be as approved at this meeting. The prayers, 1, to note 1 to 5 above and approve 6. 6 is saying that all admission shall be through CAPS, and all those people mentioned are only ones that can process and approve. Can I have anybody who is supporting that motion? Yes. If you have reason to disagree with the minister, I disagree now. So you don't want to say, Jamb said it must be 16 years. This is our proposal. If you have reason to say no, you say it. Any candidate less than 16 will not, by 30, must have been declared by Jamb as exceptionally brilliant. And you know what that means. He must have scored 320. He must have scored 80% in your post-UTME, and he must have scored 80% in gifted children examination. For a candidate to be considered exceptional, he must have scored not less than 80% in each of UTME conducted by Jamb, post-UTME conducted by you, SSC conducted by NECO and WAEC, and in exceptional candidate examination that is conducted under the supervision of the Federal Ministry of Education. Upgrade to DE, there will be upgrade to DE for those who subsequently get the qualification. That is, those who wrote UTME but are waiting direct entry will be allowed at no cost to upgrade. Verification of direct entry qualification, we will continue to verify that. Pre-registration admission verification by Jamb, that will also be done. Post-admission verification by you, that you undertake to verify the whole level of your students, and you will not accept them unless you have verified them. Acceptable qualification, only those ones approved by MBT, NCC will be approved. 9.4, where I am now, at the point of direct entry, candidate must fill in its registration and matriculation number, qualification, awarding institution, and the acceptable qualification for this are listed. First degree, university diploma, French language diploma as approved by national. Some of you ask me, where do I get this? National Council on Education that sent their letter to me that we must. And once they have decided, there is nothing we can do, whether right or wrong, they have adopted it at the National Council on Education, and that's the highest body on that. If you don't want to, then you will write to say, my institution has decided not to take that French certificate. HND, NID, NCE, IJMB, JUPEP, AMBC, ANTC, NAPTEP, unbiased, and first degree. My prayer, Honorable Ministers, the following documents, the meeting is invited to note the items 7 to 9 as is applicable. Can I have the motion for noting all those ones that I have said? Who is 2025 DE results? 2025 admission quota as formally received from the regulatory bodies, NUC, MBT, NTC. 2025 DE brochure as published by IBAS. The guideline for admission to tertiary institution as agreed at this policy meeting, and the directive of the Honorable Minister of Education as contained in his address this morning. Recommendations and approval. Institutions are to recommend on cards, and just I don't want to. Registration and documentation. You are to, for a candidate to be registered by any institution, he must have uploaded on cards, must have proposed and recommended by the institution, and have been approved by Jamb. As he must have accepted through 55019. He must print both his Jamb slip and his admission letter, which must be given to you and must be in his file. Verification of admission status. You are to verify all the O levels. Why Jamb is helping you for A level? That does not stop you from even re-verifying the A level. But we are doing that for you just for frequent download. We want you to frequently download, because there are some candidates who are changing from one university or one polytechnic to you. And when you upload and you do not re-upload any admission you recommend after somebody has changed to you, and you have not asked us to close your portal, you can't reject it. You must download at the eve of admission, any admission you want to do, and all candidates. If you don't want more candidates, you tell Jamb, close my portal, then nobody can go there. Prayer. The meeting is required to note and approve that the use of document listed in 10.0 and the procedure as fixed in level 11 to 14. Strict adherence to item 10 to 14 as stated. Who is moving? This we are the crux of the matter. And that's why Vice Chancellors, please raise your hand if you are Vice Chancellors. That is, we have Vice Chancellors. Sorry, you know, EE is 2 and it's acceptable. But somebody who has AAA has 16. So the minimum acceptable for direct entry is 2 points. In the same way, no institution can accept anybody to transfer for it if it does not meet that requirement. No institution will be allowed to admit any candidate whose total score is below the minimum admissible score proposed by the institution and approved by this policy meeting. Every institution should maintain its own approved minimum. That is, University of Ibadan will say, my minimum is 200. It cannot admit 199. Even if you agree that the minimum here is 140. Pan-African University says my minimum is 250 or 225. I will see it now. They cannot admit 224. You have your own policy, you cannot take below it. But nobody can take below the minimum that we decide here. No institution will be allowed to recommend or admit any candidate who is below the minimum admissible here. Ranking. We will rank all candidates with the following: UTME score, DE score, institution screening score. If you choose to, about 50% of you are still doing UTME. You are free to do so. Those who believe that the Jamb is 100, thank you for accepting, believing in us. Number 3, grading of senior certificates, like University of Lagos, Uni-Ilorin, you are allowed to add that. Interview and practical, like Nigerian Defense Academy, police would deal. The percentage, you cannot reduce Jamb UTME to less than 50. It can be 100, it can be 75, but not less than 50. Additional O levels are to be downloaded from us. The O level, instead of asking the candidates to, they have already uploaded, download it from us so that you can get it, and it is done for free. No candidate can be, if it does not meet the prescribed, institutions are to adhere strictly to their minimum. Note the individual institution submission is acceptable. UTME score, which ranges from so. That's where we want to see. Can we roll it now? Institution score. Can you roll it? Pan-Atlantic University is saying its minimum is 200. University of Ibadan, your state, is saying my own is 200. Unilag is saying 200. We're rolling it. Lagos State Science is saying 180. Ado-Ekiti, Afe Babalola is saying 180. Federal University of Petroleum is saying 170. University of Abuja 170. These are what you choose on your own. You cannot admit any candidate less than that. Go on. Wait. Federal University of Uturu, you are saying your own is 150. Crescent University 150. University of Usman Dan Fodio, you say your own is 140. Usman Dan Fodio 140. Borno State 140. Alcala 140. Go on. These are 140. Wait. One group started 130. Clifford, Northeastern University, Gombe, Raihan University. You are saying you are proposing 120. In fact, Saadatu Rimi University of Education is proposing 100. American University of Yola is American University of Nigeria, Yola, is proposing 100. Honorable Minister, sir, the Vice Chancellors are requested to determine the minimum. Going by the performance this year, the position of Jamb is that we should move forward by 20. Last year it was 140, that it should be 160. But that is left to you to propose and to approve. Honorable Minister, sir, I call on anyone from the universities to propose the minimum score for pursuit from who. Because you won't come back and say it was Jamb. No, there will be one and they will vote. Yes, you are still not. I am the speaker or the Senate President. I'm going to.
40 is 35%, 160 is 40%. What is the pass mark in universities? What's the minimum? 40%. So it should be 160 then.
160.
Okay. Polytechnic. Yes, sir.
No.
Say appear to be more.
Combine 150 and 160.
Okay, those who want 150 and 160, stand up, combine. 150 and 160. Thank you, 150. Now we are going to Polytechnics. Oyo State College of Nursing, 200. What that means is that you can't admit 199. Lagos State College of Nursing, 200. These nursing people, you have come and you are doing a great thing by increasing the Polytechnic something. But take note that those who are talking of 160, it means you are admitting somebody whose position in the class is 1,640,000 out of 1.9. It is, you must look at your best candidate will be coming from the right side of the candidates. So please think about it. Now, Polytechnic 200, 180, School of Nursing, Ekiti State College of 160, go down. Federal Poly 150, Federal Poly Ijebu-Ode, Start Polytechnic 120, Delta 100, Federal Polytechnic Abia 100, Osogbo 100, Federal Polytechnic Umoru Yaradua, Polytechnic Ibadan 80, Adeyemi College of Technology 80. So I'm surprised that Ibadan can be recommending 80 out of 400. Out of 400, 80. I think that does not represent. Yeah. But that's their recommendations that we have just read. Now, can we have proposal? Having taken 150 from universities and you want the same salary, your products, and you know there is comparative salary. So you can't today take the salary of a professor and don't want to take their cut of mark. So take that also into consideration. Yes, allow somebody, a lady. There is a lady in the middle. Yes. Polytechnic. I'm talking of Polytechnic.
I, Dr. Basilia Imope.
Stick to 100.
MBT, where are you?
You just left.
MBT is here.
He just left.
MBT.
He's here.
He left. He went.
No, he has
an appointment.
He has a representative.
He has a representative. 100.
Okay, 100. I'm not happy about it, but it's 100. College of Provost Colleges of Education. I think you are training teachers. We are start. Yes, the lady first. Adoption of 100.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, madam, please kindly propose it formally.
Hello, my name is Dr. Jamb
And that's the cross. The media, please, when you are saying it, mention the name of those provosts and directors. Don't mention that because I believe it's low.
So let's summarize.
End of 2025.
No,
yes, sir.
Summarize.
Yes, sir.
So from the
UTME brochure, everybody who does not submit his brochure by 31st October 2025 cannot meet 2026 admission. That is, if you change your Senate or change any rule and you do not submit it to our iBatch, you know it's very easy to do. Just go on iBatch and you upload it and it will be there in the next second. So if you do not submit and we publish for 2026, we will go to court in favor of the students if you use any other rule other than what is in your paper. So if you want to change any rule, you have to do that before 31st October 2025. This meeting is therefore proposing that the brochure and online automated be done not later than 31st October. End of admission exercise. The admission exercise for this year should also end in October for universities and November and December for other institutions. I want this to be, I take it again, the end of admission exercise for 2025-2026 should be end of October for universities and for November and December for polytechnics and colleges of education.
Let them move it.
Who is moving
for
it?
University?
For university, okay, differently.
Yeah.
Who is moving that of universities? Please raise your hand. Closing time. Who is the man in red cap? Move to forfeiture of closed choice of candidate and admission timeline. Anybody who does not do his own admission at the closing date, we will evacuate the candidates from the institution to another institution as a rescue operation. So that is the first one. The prayer is that every institution should adhere, and a timeline of 4 weeks within which all admission must be accepted, rejected by candidates. Any candidate that you propose and does not accept after 4 weeks will forfeit the admission in order for you to meet that. Who is proposing that motion? Who is proposing? Yes? Including National Open University before they can be admitted. So that you don't say, I'm an open university, like Abiba or something like that, Muhiba
or
Iba. All those, you must key into it. That's what we are deciding. If you know you don't want to key into it, the time to talk is now. So who is moving it? That all now what you open universities caps, or who will be disqualified from participation in NATAP. That is, you will not come to it if your admission is not done through caps. Any institution that has not submitted 2024 list of matriculated candidates will not be allowed to commence 2025, and all available records on matriculation will be forwarded to the Federal Ministry of Education as directed by the minister. So you can't say it is Jamb that reported you. We are deciding that violators should be forwarded to the Ministry of Education. Who is proposing it?
I want to divorce them now. Number 2 is that regularization. I think the Honorable Minister has said about it. Nothing that you call regularization but fraud. We will the fraudulent activity. You can see the one the minister approved between 2017 and 2020. It's now what Mofulani and others are exploiting. And I've been told, my director just sent to me that it's not just Mofulani. Those that we have caught now, about 17 institutions who are backdating, and people did not go to the place at all. They are giving them NC and backdating the NC so that they can be qualified for direct entry. And many of them are being handed over to the police. We don't want to make you susceptible to arrest. Number 3, I agree with you. I believe the money we are returning. We are returning the money because there is nothing we can do about it but returning. That's what the law says. But if I have my way, I will want to return it to the universities. And that's why we have found a way of creating NATAP Award. NATAP Award returns 750 million to you every year. This afternoon, we are going to announce those who are going to take 750 million. So you are not taking that deal. So that every year, say this year we made 4 billion. Return it to one university. Next year, return in rotation. We will be spent. Yes, it doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter. But if you start distributing it 100 million, 200, it will not make the required impact. So if it's come to your turn, thank God. If it doesn't come, but the money will, anyway, that's my own view. I don't have my way. Net fund. If you look at your program, you know Nelfond MD was to speak before, but he wasn't around at that time. And we have slated him for 12:30, which is not possible again. We are having anything related to Nelfond. MDN Nelfond, can you stand for recognition? That's MD Nelfond. And you can see, why am I mentioning him? We are not giving him the 30 minutes free. You know, for this place, you pay about 70 million. And they are going to pay part of it. So that's why we are giving them 30 minutes. So